on the grind. 27-9, not do 24-7, not enough time. Put in overtime, me a forget mine. Never thief, nobody, me mother say feel low crime. Cause life is hard, have to work hard. The money now make it to just sit down in a yard and I cry time hard. Have to grind hard, jump in our studio, I rhyme hard.
Viewers of Unfinished Business, we're back for a brand new episode this week with your host, Jolly Lino, and we have a special guest today, PG native. I don't even want to elaborate much into it. I'll let her introduce herself for the guest of this show. Introduce yourself, Miss Lady.
Hi everyone, I'm Destiny Evelyn Wagner, and I'm 25 years old, and I was born and raised in Punta Gorda, Belize.
All right, well, Miss Destiny, as you can see, good friend of mine. We're cool now. We're straight with us beef back then. Just a joke, man. Just a joke. All right, Miss Destiny, she's someone that is doing a lot of work here in Punta Gorda, but I just wanted her to elaborate a little bit more on her journey, as in Destiny. I know you were born and raised in Punta Gorda. You still tell me you don't know where I'm born. We're part of PG. You still tell me you don't know what part of PG we're born, but I'm never born of PG. All right, and your journey here. Let's start from here in Punta Gorda. Your childhood years. Up to what age did you actually live here in Punta Gorda, PG?
Okay, so I was born in Punta Gorda, obviously, but I was not born in a hospital like everybody else. My mom had a midwife, so I was born in a tiny house I want to say it's near the hospital or near St. Peter Claver. So I don't know the house that I was born in. All I know is that I was born,
In PG.
in PG. But for 12 years, the first 12 years of my life, I was in Belize and in the United States because my mom is American. So for 12 years, back and forth, Belize, US. So I went to several different schools in Toledo, including Methodist, Adventist, Forest Home, and Barranco, St. Joseph. So now I'm currently back as an adult, and it's good to be back home.
Okay. So you explaining your journey, the 12 years that you were back and forth, and eventually you ended up leaving. Mm-hmm. What would you say the difference like when it came to living the best of both worlds? Meaning that, hey, what it was like being here in Belize versus being out there in the US?
I feel like Belize is very free. Everyone knows everyone, so it's easy to be a big fish in a small pond. And in the States, you're almost like a small fish in a big pond, so you have to kind of start over and really try to network and make a name for yourself. But there is also more opportunities there, obviously, but there is so much room for potential, like right here in our country and right here, especially in PG. So it's up to us now for me now to come back and not only create opportunities for myself, but for other people as well.
Okay. And I know you may explain to me how all this started. When it came to you living in not only Barranco, you were introduced to the farm life. After all that, jack of all trades, I can't take it lightly. None at all. I can't take it lightly, none at all. No, you, farming. What is it like?
It's something that I kind of dibble and dabble in, just because once you're raised like back a bush, like you have to learn how to do certain things at a certain age. Like you have to, chickens, cleaning the chickens, getting the chickens, raising the chickens, and having a machete. Like that's something that I feel like it's almost traditional, and especially in Belize, like it's like a coming of age gift, especially for someone who lives in the bushes. But farming is amazing. I encourage everyone to farm because Belize, we have so much agriculture here and so much life here. But it sucks because we also have a very high anemic rate here, and we have a lot of kids who are malnourished. But we should be teaching them how to farm so that way we can kind of combat that issue and try to combat like child hunger.
So now, living there in the US, you went to school out there?
I went to university out there.
Okay.
And high school out there as well.
Okay. So you went to, what was your major at that time?
I majored in marketing, so business administration.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to business administration, I know you're actually an entrepreneur. And we'll dip in that section when it comes to you being an entrepreneur. Because like you said, she's a jack of all trades. When it comes to you doing your entrepreneurial journey, right? What all would you say right now you're doing when it comes to that aspect of your life?
So I'm working on a couple of projects right now that I really don't want to jinx, but the most recent one that I'm doing now is opening up a shop in town. So right in the market, stall 10, it's called Empress Den. So that is to really create, like to promote a healthy lifestyle here in Belize. So everything's going to be organic. We'll be selling natural smoothies, natural juices, herbs, some incense and some oils, and some bitters as well.
Bitters, you know, yeah?
Yeah,
So if you look for bitters on her, Empress Den style 10, right, at the market. So, alright, so now what made you come up with this idea of wanting to actually venture in that aspect, in that area?
During COVID, you know, a lot of us got creative during the COVID time. So I was just trying to motivate myself to eat healthier, eat cleaner, and to exercise. So smoothies became kind of like my everyday breakfast. And I realized, I noticed as well, like to get healthy food and like fresh fruit is kind of expensive, and it's so much more cheaper to get junk food or chips. So I wanted to give us like PG natives like the option to have a healthier option that won't break the bank.
Yeah, alright. Now, that one venture, because I remember the rest, and I don't want to jinx it, so I actually say the game, you remember play the other day.
Yes.
So now she has a creative mind, because you paint as well, right?
Yes.
Good, she does painting as well. And she actually made a group of us play a card game the other day, which was very, very interesting. Actually, I look forward to it. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. They were a good game, really good game. And that shows to your creativity whereby, you know what, you're getting back into the culture whereby, actually it's a Belizean card game by the way, with phrases and all this stuff. Like I said, I don't want to elaborate more. Just wait until when it come out eventually, right? But yeah, that shows your creativity when it comes to, okay, you know what, you're here now, you're indulged back into the culture, what we're doing, what we're actually moving forward to. So you're like, you know what, one day you just get up and say, you know what, I'll create this game.
Yes, a lot of my ideas come to me when I'm sleeping, which is so weird. Like I'll be literally sleeping or having a dream, and if I have like a problem or something, like I will dream of a solution to it. Not that I was having a problem with any games in Belize, but I guess I was just bored, and it just came to my mind, and I just started writing it down. And right now, the game that we played the other week was like a mock trial before our print, and it still worked. Like there still needs to be some small like tweaks in it.
Yeah, all right. So now, hey, I don't want to stretch with time, right? Because I know we have bills to pay. We need to reach out to our sponsors. Big up again, back play my ballet, large up yourself. And we'll be right back after these messages. But wait. Don't touch that dial. Back for segment 2 of this episode of Unfinished Business. We're with Miss Destiny Wagner. And Adam did tell me, Macho, Miss PG took as a man for Queen when this?
2019, I ran for Miss Universe Belize, and I was first runner-up. So I was the only delegate from Toledo, from the Toledo district.
Alright, and if you look at me, look per calendar, we're in June, right? Flip on me. Then you say that too. Jack of all trades again. Watcha, I need to make her write a book for me. Oh, wait, talking about that. And she wrote a book.
Yes, so I wrote one book. My first book was titled So You Need Advice, and it's a book of poems specifically for young women to talk about topics that are considered taboo. So it's definitely like a self-help book and to let them know that they're not alone. And then the second book that I helped write, along with other Belizeans who actually collaborated with me for this book, is called Belizean Blues, and 100% of the proceeds are going toward my nonprofit organization called Operation Kingdom.
All right, Operation Kingdom. Write that down, Operation Kingdom. But when I jump over that, where I come back just now to where I said this book, because when it comes to the youth right now, a lot of not only the male but women as well need guidance, a lot of guidance. Our youth population need a lot of guidance, and maybe as mentors or not even mentors or role models or something like that. This book, where can someone that is looking for guidance find this book?
So it is available on Amazon. However, we do have some hard copies as well, and we will be putting them actually in Empresston and Stalton. So there will be some books available there.
In Empresston. So check out Empresston, Stalton. All right. Now, when it comes to you being an entrepreneur, Destiny, where would you say this entrepreneurial mindset or your grit or your work actually came from?
I think you'd have to. I would have to give that credit to my parents. Growing up, like you kind of absorb a lot of what you see. So my parents were always hustling, or always selling products or importing products and selling it. So I kind of gotten that from them. But as you get older, you kind of branch out and do your own thing. And once I started working for other people, I realized I wasn't as satisfied doing that. So I just wanted to take things into my own hands. And I don't want to say if you work for someone else, you can put in that time into creating your own business, which you can, but not everyone is an entrepreneur, and that's 100% okay as well, because we still need and we still need employees. We still need employees, and some people are happy, it's stable, and that's amazing. Stability is amazing, financial stability is amazing. But for an entrepreneur, it's more about taking risks, and you know that you're not always going to be stable, but that's okay, because you have your mindset. You have to manifest something, and you already have your end goal, and once you're focused on that, then there's no way that you'll fail.
See? Good advice to the youth. I like that. Now, let's break it down now for our youth population. We always speak about several things when it comes to youth population, especially in our discussion. What, because we're still youths, what from your end, what can you think, or what do you think can be something that we can do as our generation is what? We're not Z, we're what?
Millennials.
Millennials. What do you think the millennials can actually do when it comes to trying to guide this youth population that is coming up? Like, because we all see what's going on. And we all see that it's going on a fast pace. We could say that it's right in front of our eyes, that maybe we could say that, hey, in our perspective, the youth population is not going where our country needed to go. All right? So what would you say from your perspective are things that us would need to do in order to get things where we think we need to get it?
I think that we have to lead by example first and foremost, and there's a lot of old traditions that we have in Belize, and old sayings, and we almost have a crab mentality. And we have to get rid of that and think for ourselves, because I know that we are not easily influenced, but we are strongly influenced by our elders, and a lot of the times they're not right, and they don't want to be corrected, and I think that's where we have to step up and take criticism. We have to be accepting to different feedback from different people, because that makes us tolerable, and then when we're tolerable, that gives an example to the youth, and therefore makes them tolerable as well. And not being afraid to go against the status quo.
And would you say that's something that you actually go by? That's something that you say, hey, this is a part of my armor. This is principles that I go by when it comes to going against it, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's important for people to be themselves, be their authentic self, and a lot of the times you will lose friends by not doing what the rest of the crowd does. But that's okay, because once you're true to yourself and really, like, there's no way you can be unhappy or you can feel like your life is unfulfilled. Thinking for yourself is the key.
Now, you're a non-for-profit. What's the name of it again?
Operation Kingdom.
Operation Kingdom. Now, what is Operation Kingdom about?
So Operation Kingdom has many different like sectors to it, different like segments almost, but the part that I focus on is really youth development and advancing education in rural areas. I raise money, so when I often go to the States, I host events, and the events would be something like toy drives or like little gatherings, shindigs, and have people come and drop off toys or make donations, and 100% of the donations will be going toward the schools in rural areas, specifically in Toledo, because I feel like we're often referred to as a forgotten district, and there's no reason why any child should be forgotten.
So, and now us here at Yard Light, same mission, same vision. I guess that's why when it comes to collaborating with not only with But Play, but other organizations out there, because we believe that once we're actually seeing the same picture, then it's easier to actually advance in what we're trying to do. Like, I was having a conversation yesterday, and a guy asked me, but what if we all come up with NGO ideas and be organized group and all have the same ideas? That would be perfect, because then we all have the same concept of what we're trying to do, but we're actually trying to develop. Youth development is what is a key. It's like you're asking me, why should I open a bar or a restaurant, and there's already bars and restaurants? At the end of the day, people are still going to drink, people are still going to eat. But I think that what we need to do is organize more, be more organized. Not only be more organized, but people, like you said, don't want to take the risk, don't want to take the sacrifice, don't want to leap out there, because it could be a little scary. And I don't blame everyone. I don't blame anyone, because it is a scary journey. But my thing is, it's be organized, and I will always preach here at Yard Light, by being organized, that's how you're at your strength. Because if everybody's on a different page or different pace, then you know what happened. My story is always the shows and all of this stuff. It was an idea a few months back. Come to me about Play, and when I say bye, if you're not serious, you can talk to me. Which perfect, because I realized going around town, you don't have a lot of people who actually address you like that. They will tell you, yeah man, you know what, I could get it done. And then when the time to get it done, then I guess I just approach the church and his approach to me, they're like, yo, if you're not serious, then no, bring it up. So I'm like, okay, no problem. We shot the pilot episode the next week after that. All the episodes just start drop, because my thing is, he saw a vision that I saw as well. And I think that's where all of us need to come together when it comes to seeing vision. Say, everybody might have their own concepts to think. Everybody, but my thing is my idea, your idea, everybody else's idea. Collab to build a system whereby we're looking out for the population. You know, not knocking on any other organization, because we need to protect our environment as well, which is very, very important. But the reason why I did not go in that area was because everyone else was looking at they were looking at the environment, but no one were actually looking at the people in the environment. So now we were like, you know what, let's focus on our people in our environment, because then we believe that there is enough NGOs out there to take care of the fight for the environment, which we strongly support. But our thing is like, who's going to take care of our population? Who's going to take care of our people? So that's just on an aspect whereby me and Bob Play and the rest of the team look at things differently from others. So that's just a concept. Like, you know what, I don't eat the air show as opposed to talk to you, but then you know what, I cheer up and cheer up and cheer up. But you know how it goes. Every time we sit down to have a discussion, and every time we sit down to make things pop up. And now talking about things pop up, which I would actually love for us to address right now is we fail to address the state of mental health within our community. People choose to actually just brush under the table, saying that, bye, man up Nigeria, like, we're really the one. Like, but my thing is, people are going through distress. People are actually going through their depression. They're going through things, especially now since COVID is happening. They're going through things whereby it's very difficult for them to even function and think properly. And that to me is an actual part of mental health whereby our country should not ignore. So now, what would you say or what would you input when it comes to mental health within our country, not just our community, within our country?
I think it's important that everyone recognizes that it exists first, because you have to acknowledge that it exists in order for you to help yourself, or in order for other people to help you. You have to make sure you know that it exists. But also, we have to be considerate of others as well, because we really don't know what somebody is going through at all. And especially during COVID times, people lost their jobs, people weren't able to provide for their families, and that's a lot of stress. But in Belize, as a country, we have to do better as well, because for years it has been a stigma for us, like almost like a myth that no one takes seriously. Like if you Google how many psychologists we have in Belize or how many health facilities we have in Belize, you would be shocked at the results. Mental health is not taken seriously here. However, we have progressed, and they have been trying to make it more of a normal conversation, normalize it, because it's not bad. It doesn't make you crazy because you're dealing with something, because as humans, our emotions are what makes us human. So it's okay to experience different emotions, but it's also okay to express yourself as well, and to talk to people, and to support your friends, and to have someone. It's important to have someone there to talk to, and I think that's the most important
part of it. Well, hey, you know what? Once again, we'd like to thank you. Can't take long because, we try to keep it between that time whereby everybody who got ADD could actually tune in and not miss out everything, So we're not chirp to that. But play, once again, big up yourself, my brother. For this episode, we have Lady Destiny, Empress Den. Check out Empress Den at Style 10 at the market. Big up yourself. And we would like to thank you again from here at Light and Unfinished Business and Back Play Studio for visiting us here on the couch and having this great discussion.
Thank you guys.
No problem. Hey, wrapping it up. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Unfinished Business. Come again 2 weeks from now and look for who might be the special guest. We're out.
Stay on the grind, 27/9, not do 24/7, that not enough time. Put in overtime, me I forget mine. Never thief nobody, me mother say feel out crime. Cause life is hard, have to work hard. The money now make it to just sit down in a yard and I cry time hard. Have to grind hard, jump in